Hi everyone, so this is part two of um, this. I'm gonna call this collection of specific clips that I'm uploading. Envy, I upload part one, which is about my cousin. Well, part two is still about him, but this is some more context regarding his sister and how everything kind of collaborates with her and how it leads back to him, basically. So the name of his sister, her name is Rasheen Dowse. She and I are not related. Um, so what happened is my cousin Garfield Dowse, his father and I are distant cousins, and basically, his mother had cheated on his dad and had another child on him. I believe they were on a break or something like that. I can't remember. Or she cheated. I don't remember. Nevertheless, Rasheen's biological father at the time didn't step up to the table, so my cousin registered Rasheen in his last name, which is why she's a Dowse. So technically, she and I are not related at all. And we did not grow up as cousins either. So, growing up, she was just my cousin's sister, for context. So, um, like I said, I knew her growing up. She was my cousin's younger sister, so um, I knew her. And, we spent a lot of time hanging out when we were younger. And um, we got close one summer. She had a boyfriend, a really attractive dark skinned boy. She's always been attracted to dark skinned boys, but men that are extremely, extremely attractive, which is kind of the same as me. We have the same type in men, I can honestly say. We were we were somewhat friends, you could say. And at this point, I was 18 years old, and I spent the summer with them, with her mom, and her younger brother at their house. So like for like 2 months, the whole summer I spent with them. My 18th, after my 18th birthday, I spent the entire summer with her family. So with me being at their house, her boyfriend, like I've seen him before, and I thought he was attractive because, well, he is attractive. He's very attractive, beautiful dark skin, beautiful lips, beautiful face, beautiful body, abs, muscles, a big butt. He was really beautiful. And he had a very uh, intact personality. Like, he was a mixture of like a shy, confident, sometime he could pass as a bad boy. I think like cuz I would see him like in the streets with his friends, and that's when I will see like his other personality, like the bad boy personality, because whenever he's around me, I get the shy boy personality all the time. He's also really intelligent as well. So this was her boyfriend, and the three of us would hang out like a lot, and we will hang out. We would laugh. The boyfriend would make jokes. Well, actually, the boyfriend didn't really make jokes. It was always Rasheen. She was always the one making jokes for us to laugh all the time. And three of us were like the three musketeers at one point, always laughing, fooling around, goofing off, etc. And my cousin, Garfield, Dante, Amelia, whatever his name is, he was not around. He was in Kingston primarily at, I believe, one of his boyfriend's house. He will come by probably like once every few weeks. So we didn't see him often. Not that he was missed. And anyway, so me and Rasheen and her boyfriend, we will hang out a lot. And he started to like sleep over at the house as well. And I recall the first night he slept over. My bedroom would have been Garfield's bedroom. So I would sleep in Garfield's old childhood bedroom. And Rasheen's bedroom is right next to Garfield's bedroom. And I remember the first night he slept over, he both him and Rasheen, they called me to their room to hang out. And we were just there laughing. Rasheen is always making jokes as usual. She's very funny actually. And um we just sat up and told jokes for the whole night really. He started sleeping over because what would happen, like, he will come in the middle of the night. Like he will be there in the day, but we didn't want the adults to know that like a boy is sleeping over, you know? So like he will leave like when it gets kind of late, and then he will double back, and we will sneak him into the house. So we will do this, and he will be in Rasheen's bedroom, and uh, night after night, us sitting up making jokes. They both started to insist that I spend the night with them in their bedroom, the Rasheen room that he was sleeping in. I initially I thought it was kind of odd, but they insisted. They both did, like consistently insist. So I was like, okay, because I just said okay. So I remember the first night the three of us slept together in the same bed. It was so awkward because like Rasheen's in the middle the first night, and I'm on one end and he's on the other end, and it was just awkward because we were just all laying there looking at the ceiling, just silent. I didn't. I mean, I understood why he was silent because I knew he had some feelings for me. I could tell from the first day we met. I could tell, but I didn't understand why Rasheen was, you know, so silent. Um, then I remember Rasheen started to. She would make jokes about seeing us kiss, and like me and her boyfriend. She would make jokes about what it would be like if me and him kissed, and he just didn't he just was smiling, he didn't respond. And because I'm getting defensive, but I was getting defensive because I was in the closet at the time. So when I saw that he didn't react, he was just blushing and smiling, I kind of lowered my defense because I was like, okay, this is a I didn't expect that reaction because she's there. And she would, she started to like do little things. She will, she put our hands together, which is something she's done before. Like, you know, but now we're like laying in bed, the three of us, and she took my hand and his hand and she she put our hands together for us to hold hands, and he was blushing the entire time. And um basically after that, um after that night, like, that happened a few more times, but things started to get more sexual. um I'm not gonna say who he is because he still lives in Jamaica, and well, it's pretty homophobic, but he's really attractive. He's a really attractive dark skinned boy and very beautiful and smart. Did I mention he's super attractive? And one thing led after another, and things got sexual, where Rasheen was also a part of it, the sexual activities. Um, I only, which did involve me and her also getting intimate to an extent, which I was kind of shocked. They were never intimate with each other, barely. Both of them were intimate with me. They hardly showed any interest in each other sexually at all. And I was not surprised where he is concerned, because like I said, I kind of figured he was attracted to me, but her totally surprised me. I never, like, I've known her since we were kids, and I never thought for once that she was attracted to me. I was really, really surprised. Um, I'm not gonna get into context about like the sexual things that took place, but a lot happened. That's all I'm gonna say. And I never really thought much of it because, like, it happened. The next day, we just kind of carried on like how we normally did. We're laughing, we're having fun, we're hanging out. And then the night, he sneaks in the house, and all three of us are snuggled up in bed doing whatever we're doing. So, basically, this went on for like a few weeks or maybe a month, I think. And then I moved. And when I moved, like, I moved to another town. My parents got me my first apartment in another town because I had to start school after the summer was up. At this point, I was 18 years old, so I got my first apartment when I was 18. So basically, um, we kept in contact, but it, like, we never, like, me and the beautiful boy, we would never really, like, whenever we see each other, like, he's just smiling and blushing all the time. and he levitates when he sees me, but we've never done anything without her being there. I didn't know what to think of it because, like, prior to him, I've only had a sexual encounter with two other people before. Like, two other boys I've ever, well, three. So the first kiss, and then two other boys I've ever had any type of gay and erotic encounter in my entire life. So at this point, I didn't know what to think. I never, cause like back then I myself was closeted, so like I didn't know how to approach boys. I'm really shy. I don't even, my first boyfriend, he was the one who pursued me. He kissed me first. I Even after this, I was still very, very shy. So like with this beautiful boy, beautiful black boy, I don't know. We talk, when he sees me, I'm smiling, he's smiling, but I don't know. We've never we wouldn't even hang out, like really hang out without her being there. Like I never really thought anything of it. Like I said, I didn't know what to think of it. And I kind of forgot about it actually. Well, I never forgot. I never told a soul. This is actually my first time. Actually, this is my second time talking about it. I told my mom a few months ago. This is my second time talking about it. Like I never told a soul because I guess I don't know. I just never told anyone. And no, I told people, but I wouldn't tell people who they are. I've told people about my encounter with, you know, when I was younger with this hot boy and his girlfriend, but I've never actually given people specifics on who they are until now. And why I'm doing this is because, you know, there were some specific things that we did, sexual things, and um I've lived many places. Me and her, we haven't spoken since 2000 and I'm gonna say 2012. I have not spoken to her since 2012. That's Rasheen. My reasons for not speaking to her is because I had a fight with her brother and I didn't like the way she reacted to me. I understand that it's her brother at the end of the day. That's Garfield, Dante, Emilio, whatever his name is. I understand it's her brother, but I never like. So what happened is when I just moved to Montego Bay, I went to his brother's house and I stayed there for a few days and I left. When I was there, I brought my clothes. I have all my clothes and my belongings in, like, uh, I brought like my own luggage. I remember I had in like a jeans pant, like a jeans, like a skinny jeans, and I couldn't bother to dig into my suitcase to like, cause I packed so many stuff. I couldn't bother to unpack for like a short to then pack it all over again because I was just gonna be at her brother's house for like a few days. Then I would move to where I was moving to. And his brother, he gave me a shorts and said you could wear this around the house. And like after a day, I was like, oh, I really like this shorts. It's really nice. And he's like, do you like it? I was like, yes. He said, oh, you can take it. I was like, oh, cool, thanks. So when I left with the shorts because he told me I could take it. So after I left his house, he was not at his house when I left because he went away for the weekend. So I was at his house with his ex-boyfriend who is no longer with us. He died. Some mysterious bacterial infection. Was it that? No, the coroner report, there's no cause of death. Determine, they can't determine what killed him. They know it's some infection, but they can't determine what infection. Was it unknown? Yes, his boy. This is a boyfriend who died. He has a boyfriend who died. This is this boyfriend. So he left me at the house with his boyfriend, well, his deceased boyfriend, for the weekend, and he went away. My ride came to pick me up, and I had to leave at like a moment's notice. So I just grabbed my suitcase and ran to the car because um, uh, the person that my friend sent to pick me up, he only got that time to pick me up after he left his job. So that's just why that happened. Because I was just waiting for him to have like a schedule to come and pick me up and drop me off to where I was moving to. So basically, um, pretty much, um, because that was my first time in Montego Bay as well, like first time ever that I can recall. Maybe I was there when I was a kid, but I don't remember it. So, airports and so forth, but I don't really have any memory of it. So, um, what happened after that is I left with my short, with the shorts he gave me, and he got mad because I okay, so he lived in the hood and I moved to a two-story mansion in this neighborhood called Norwood. Like he's a very jealous, vindictive person, and I think because I moved to uh, the neighborhood I moved to and the house I moved into, he got mad. I can tell he's a very vindictive, jealous person. These are the things you get. Like I cannot fathom. Like how can you be mad because of the house I move into? Why don't you move into a house like that? Oh, you can't afford it. Okay, well, maybe make better choices. It's not that difficult. So he picked a fight with me. I was like, I'm not doing this because this is absolutely crazy. You know what he said to me? Oh, you think you're better than me? You think you're better than me? Yeah. You think you're better than me? You think you're better than me because you live in a big house now? You think you're better than me? Who do you think you are? I've always lived in a big house. I grew up in a big house. You grew up poor. Remember? Very, very poor. And he will go, who do you think you are? You're not better than me. I'm like, bro, like he has done this before, the same behavior, saying the same thing. In the past, I would cry and tell him, like, please stop. This is crazy. You're my cousin. This is crazy. But now I'm out of the closet, so I don't care if he's angry. Because before, I would be scared that if he's angry, I know who he is. He would just go and tell everybody that I'm gay and be like, oh, we were fighting, so I just did it. And that's the type of person he is. So now I'm 18 years old. I'm out of the closet, so now I didn't care. So I hang out my phone and I blocked him from my phone. Rasheen tried to contact me. She tried to call me. I did not respond to her because I'm thinking, gee, I wonder what she could be calling me for. Well, I kind of figured it was something regarding her brother, and I did not want to hear anything. So, um, he then made these posts on Facebook about me being a bum and a freeloader and that I was at his house and that he kicked me out of his house, his apartment in the ghetto, with his boyfriend that he didn't want, who's an incel that he was using to live in his house rent free. And then he would leave on weekends to cheat with hood niggas. It will take money from the nerd that he was with, the incel actually, and use the money from the incel to take care of the hood niggas that he actually wanted. That's what he was doing. So he wrote those things about me on Facebook, that I was at his house and I'm a bum, and she commented that I stole his clothes. And I was like, what do you I was thinking, what clothes are they talking about? I was like, oh, the shorts. So I took their shorts and I threw it in the trash the same day. And I haven't spoken to her since. That's the reason I stopped talking to her. Her boyfriend at the time, the beautiful black boy, I've seen him after this. I came home and I drove past him. We wouldn't talk, like I said, we wouldn't talk like after this we wouldn't text each other anymore. We wouldn't we never messaged on Facebook before. But we had each other's number, we will text each other, but I wouldn't text him anymore. Like I wouldn't text him anymore. And because I'm thinking it's her boyfriend at the end of the day. Um but I would see him. I drove past him a few times. We just stared at each other. He didn't look angry or anything. He looked confused. Like I'm guessing he was confused as to why I wasn't talking to him, perhaps. But in my mind, I in my mind, it's her boyfriend. So I that whole situation, I just didn't. I never, I never actually what happened, and I just kind of. I think I saw it for just maybe like it was more than sexual like encounters, obviously. It was something else there. But because here's the funny thing, all of my experience to this point have been extremely romantic. Like I'm talking fairy tale romance. So, you know, the romance that occurred here, I thought it was the norm. You know, the chemistry, the fooling around, the laughter, the quality time. That's what happened with all the three encounters I've had before. So I thought that was the norm when it came to homoerotic fantasies, and I didn't think it was gay. Looking back now, do I think he is gay? Yes, because like I said, I was the attraction for both of them. They had no attraction to each other at all. And I could get in more details, but I'm not going to. At least not right now. So, but back then I didn't think that because I don't know, I didn't know what I thought. Honestly, I just remember that it was her boyfriend. So I never kind of would like we talk, like we text, but it was just that. And like I said, because nothing would ever happen without her being there, that was just you know how it was. That was the precipice to everything. So, anyways, so years go by, and all of this was like in the back of my head, buried somewhere, right? And so I'm not attracted to women at all. I'm gay. What happened when I was 18? It was clear. It was obviously because he was in the equation. You see, this beautiful, super attractive, hot black boy led whatever sexual thing happened between me and her happen. If he was not in the equation, nothing would have happened between me and her. I can guarantee you that. So I'm not attracted to women at all. I came out of the closet. I'm openly gay. I openly date boys. In honesty, I've only dated one openly gay boy, and I think that's because I I think because I don't know. I guess I've always just had this fairy tale love, and it's just it always finds me, and that's just how it was. Are my exes gay? Well, I think they are. Many of them are. Many of them came out when they met me. Many of them found out they were gay when they met me. Some of them thought they were asexual because they were not attracted to anyone until they met me. Some persons were bi-curious. Some persons were straight with a hint of curiosity. Some of them didn't know they could have like a romantic, emotional connection with a male, which is why they've never tried a relationship with a male or anything sexual with a male before, because they thought they could only have an emotional connection with a woman until they met me. So it's many variables. So pretty much, so been out of the closet since I was 18, 19, and 20 officially. Like, it's not a secret anymore. Who didn't know? Even the rock you're hiding under knows I'm gay. So then fast forward to like, I'm gonna say around 2020, I started college. And I mean, I had some encounters, like strange run ins before I was going to college, but I didn't saw it for what it was. There were couples, you know, girl and a boy, both trying to come on to me. It's nothing that I've never encountered prior to this, but it was just so aggressive and degrading. A lot of bullying and like a lot of like they wanted to degrade me like I'm this object. So I'm not interested in that, obviously. So I would dismiss the entire situation. Like even before this, I remember like once I met this boy. He's from this country called Suriname. Like most of my exes that are black in Europe, they're from Suriname. Actually, I think 9 out of 10 of them. So I typically date Surinamese men, black men, because they're more like us from the West. They look like us, they dress like us, they talk like us. They share similar morals and values. They're very kind, super romantic, very passionate, and very attractive. Like, to me, they're the most attractive group of black men in the Netherlands, to me. So I I met one of them, and he was very attractive, but he had a girlfriend. I've dated boys with girlfriend before. Typically, when they have a girlfriend, we date, and then when they want to get serious, like if they want me to be their boyfriend, then they have to break up with their girlfriends, because I don't do that. Like, if you want me as your boyfriend, then I'm your boyfriend. You can't have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. No, I don't share. So no. Because if you're gonna have a girlfriend, then I'm gonna have other boyfriends. And if I'm gonna have other boyfriends, that doesn't mean you might be number one. You see, it's a risk at this point. He could be number one. Because how do I know that I'm number one when you're in public with her? I'm not gonna be in the shadows waiting on you while you're playing house with a girl. No. So he had a girlfriend and I was like, okay, cool. And then he said, oh, but she's cool. She knows I like boys. I was like, okay, that's great. And then he started, we started to talk more, and then he started to tell me like she wants to be down, like she wants to be in it, like something sexual with us. And I'm thinking, um, like what do you mean? I didn't even know what this meant. He said she wants one in the pink and one in the stink. I had to look it up on the internet because I didn't even know what that meant. And for everyone who knows what that means, who knows what that means, y'all know what that means. Um, yeah, I didn't even know what it meant. I mean, completely honest. I had to type it in Google. What does it mean when someone says one in the pink, one in the stink? And when I saw the results, well, I told him I'm not into that. And I blocked. He said, oh, it's really disappointing. And I'm like, yes, it is. And we stopped talking until I blocked him eventually. Oh, yeah, I blocked him. But that's the thing. I'm not. So what happened when I was 18 years old? Okay, it happened. But like I said, it was primarily it was only because of him, right? And like I said, we had this emotional connection throughout the entire time. So then basically, I, so now I'm like 24, 25, I think, or 26. I'm in college. And, I'm just like, I'm having like a very hard time with a lot of these college boys and their girlfriends who are just constantly they communicate as if they know something about me, like I'm down with what they're on, like I'm somebody who's gonna be their third wheel. But they do it in a very condescending, objectifying way. And then it start happening with like adult men and adult women, middle-aged men and their wives, which at this point I had to be rude, spit on them, call the cops, out some of them. Oh yes. And I couldn't make any sense of it. I'm thinking, I'm gay. Is it because I'm gay they're doing this? But then they're communicating to me as if they know something about me, like no matter what I say, like I'm not into this, is as they make it seem as if I'm lying, like you're into it. And I'm like, huh, that's odd. Still, I didn't. I mean, I remembered what happened, but it was like so far back in my mind until after a while, like the women, they started to do specific things that Rasheen would do, even sexual things that she would do, they're doing. And that's when sometimes they will dress like her as well. And that's when I was like, oh my God, like, what is this? Is it that they know that she told someone? I don't think he tell someone? Because he's still in the closet from what I know currently. Um, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. But even if they told people, like, why would I want to be with you other people? Because to be honest, most of these people are very unattractive, like really unattractive. And that's the part that I was like, kind of like, I was a bit taken back because I'm thinking, do you notice how hot the boy was? Do you own a mirror? You don't? Do you see what you look like? Uh, you're not attractive at all. Nor is your girlfriend. Not, and I wouldn't care because I'm not attracted to women. And at times, I started to realize that Rasheen's brother knew some of these women and these couples. In fact, he will try to invite me to his house and tell me, like, oh, I'm going to invite over some of my straight friends. They're a straight couple, but I want you to be on your best behavior. And I'm like, what do you mean when you said that? If they compliment you, don't be mean. It doesn't mean everybody wants you. Just take the compliment. I just shut it down. I told him, look, if anyone that is in if straight people in their straight relationship come on to me at your dinner party, I'm going to throw a tantrum. And he will get angry and call them and told them not to come and only invite gay people. And then I was happy because there won't be horny straight people trying to sleep with me anymore. Well, they still try, but they just won't be doing it at the party that I'm going to at his house. So I started realizing some of these people know him. These middle-aged swinger couples, they know him. Rasheen's brother, Garfield. I'm thinking, is it that he knows? Did Rasheen told him? But even if she told him, that happened when I was 18. Why would I be interested in a middle-aged man and his wife? Why would I be interested in even a young boy and his girlfriend? Why is why what? And at the time, I also had a boyfriend, so I'm thinking, why is he doing this? Why are you trying to introduce me to these swinging couples? And they're really crazy. That's the other part. These people are absolutely freaking crazy. Like they're 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 crazy. They're stalkers. They'll park outside of my house, him and her in their car, hornier than horny. They're crazy. Like they've never seen a black boy before. They're crazy. And again, I'm gay. I'm not DL. I'm not bisexual. I'm not bicurious. I have no attraction to the female's body at all. So this continued, which is why even my ex that I spoke about recently on one of these uploads, the one who got married to this girl and wanted me to get him an apartment, even him, I'm realizing he's also the same, which is why he got married to a girl and they're both pursuing me to be back with him. And I'm thinking, how would that work, girl? How would that work? So like you want me to take back your husband. So how would that? I'm not gonna take him when. First of all, I don't want him. That's why I left him. I don't want him. I didn't want him anymore, and I left him. And you pick up my leftovers, and you put a ring on. He proposed to me first, girl. He did. He asked me to marry him within a month of meeting him. I declined and cried, and I left him. And after I dumped him, you picked him up somewhere or wherever you found him, and now you're married to him. You're married to my leftovers that I didn't want anymore. And now you're trying to manipulate me to have to date him again. But like, so I don't want him. I never wanted him. I don't want him back. But just sort of curiosity, what would happen with you then? You think like me and you and him? Never. That would never happen. I'm not in. I wouldn't. Just make it clear. I wouldn't be with a boy and a girl at the same time. Whatever happened when I was a teenager, I was a teenager. I wouldn't do that. I have no attraction to a woman. I don't even like dating boys who deal with women. Like, once you get with me, she has to go immediately. The minute you get with me, the clock starts. The countdown. When is she gonna go? And I'll give you a time period. And once that time is up and she's still around, I'm leaving you. Just like that. So, I don't see how am I going to be interested in being with a girl and a boy. That's so crazy. So, I start to like the reason why I'm doing this actually, the reason why I'm outing her, not him, is because I realize that she has been involved in some sense. Like she is talking to these. I've learned it's like a community of them, and well, I just want to make it clear, like this is why I'm doing this, because like I don't want no involvement from you people. I'm gay, happily gay, very, very gay. She's in love with me, which is also something I was shocked about. I'm not gonna talk about it in details currently, but that shocked me, and the fact that she still is to this day also shocks me. So it's just crazy to me because I thought after all these years, she always knew it was always him. I thought she knew that. So this is me kind of, well, telling her it was always him, it was never you. Whatever happened, it was never, nothing about you, it was always him. I know that's probably gonna hurt, but I'm just being honest. It was nothing about you, it was always him. So, um, that being said, um, I would like for you to maybe tell your community of swingers and these closeted boyfriend and girlfriend scenarios that I'm not a part of y'all's club or sexuality or whatever that is. And I'm being judgmental because they are homophobic. They are, yes. These swingers, they're in the so the boy's in the closet. The girl is also in the closet. Sometimes they might like girls as well. Sometimes they're closeted with their homoerotic fetish, like they like seeing boys doing things together, but they're homophobic, and they've exposed me to a lot of homophobia, like these people. And well, I'm gay. I'm very happily gay, and I don't like you people. I'm not closeted. I don't suffer from internalized hate. I'm not gonna hate myself because some girl's hot boyfriend wants me to bend him over in front of her. I'm not that type of person. I love myself. I have a very high self-esteem. I can get any hot boy to bend over. I don't need your boyfriend. Your homophobic, delusional, broke, weird, creepy, annoying boyfriend who's not going anywhere in life. I don't want them. And I definitely do not want you. You're not a boy. So, that's that. And I think for now, I'm gonna wrap things up here for the next sequence because everything kind of interconnects. So remember how I mentioned how her brother would try to introduce me to these couples, these alleged straight people whom are just really homophobic, closeted, uh, allegedly straight people who want to have freaky gay sex on the low, and they're homophobic. They hate the gay community. It's like they're trying to force they've been trying to force me to be DL. Yeah, it's because they have their fetish and they want like a DL, a DL black boy. I used to be in the closet, but when I was in the closet, I only dated high profile boys, people who had everything to lose. So I've never been degraded or treated in any sense. And even like Rasheen's ex-boyfriend, he's not high profile, but you see I told you we had a lot of chemistry, the romance, the time we spent together, the laughters, all of that. So I've never been in a scenario where men try to degrade me until now. And I was like, okay, no, I don't want this. I'm not that HORNEY. Mm-mm. I don't want this. So I'm gonna wrap this up right here for the next sequence. It will, as I go further with more of the pieces of this story called Envy, everything would sort of connect in place. But for now, this is where I'm gonna sign off.